The back rank checkmate. Probably the most common type of checkmate there is in chess. You will see it quite often, so it is very important to know about it, to know what it is, how to prevent it from happening to you, and how to use it against your opponent to checkmate him and win the game. So, what is a back rank checkmate? Well, it is a checkmate along the back rank. That is a very simple explanation. There is a little bit more to it than that. In order for the checkmate to work, the enemy king must not be able to guard his king with the piece and thus stop the checkmate. The enemy king must also not be able to move up the board. And as we can see here, because of these pawns, the white king is indeed stuck on the back rank. Therefore black can deliver checkmate with rook out to e1. There is no piece to defend the white king, and there's nowhere for it to run. Now let us look at some ways that white could have defended his king from this checkmate. So let's give white a few more pieces. He's going to need them. So let's give him a bishop and perhaps a knight as well. So it is still black's turn to move, and he gives a check. But it is not a checkmate because white has his knight and can defend his king, stopping the checkmate. He could also defend the king with the bishop. So that is one way to defend your king against a back rank checkmate. But defending it with the piece may tie down an important piece and prevent it from doing something else. So there are even better ways to prevent a back rank checkmate. If it were white's turn to move, he could move his rook to the back rank and defend the king. Still though, that's not the best move, because this rook could be doing something more important than defending the king, and it's really only a temporary solution. If the rook were to ever move off the back rank, then black could move down and checkmate white. A more permanent solution, and a much better solution, is simply to move the pawn in front of the king, creating all of this extra space so that the king is not checkmated on the back rank. That is really the easiest and the best way to defend the king against the back rank checkmates. This is our next tactical problem, and I want you to solve it. Is it white who is in danger of being checkmated, or is it black? Go ahead and pause the video to think about the position and come to a conclusion. Alright, the correct answer is white. White is the player who is in danger of being checkmated. If white were to give black a check here, his king can simply move up the board, having this awesome escape square. Now white does have an escape square for his king, but it doesn't work because the bishop is currently attacking that square. So if it were black's turn to move, then he could checkmate white, rook to e1. Therefore, we must come up with a way to prevent this checkmate from happening. Go ahead and pause the video to think of how white can stop this checkmate from happening. Now if white were to play his rook to c1, it does stop the checkmate, but it drops material because black can simply just take the rook. So that is not a good solution. There are a couple of good solutions. White can move his king out to f1 and prevent the checkmate from happening. White can also stop the checkmate by either playing his g-pawn to g3 or to g4. If he plays it to g3, then he not only attacks the bishop, but creates two additional squares for the king to run to. If he plays it to g4, then he does not challenge the bishop, but does create one additional square for the king to run to. Either way is good, because when given check, the king is now safe.